Hey guys, welcome back to more Enderal. Enderal. Eh. Intro. Nintendo. Sega! Kinda love the screaming Sega Lego. Lego. Not logo, Lego. In the last episode, we spent a while doing absolutely fucking nothing, and then got progress with the Esme's quest. And now we're traveling further into this tomb. I could not function because I was so fucking hungry. I don't know why I expected anything. You're not you when you're hungry. It's that Snickers commercial thing. Game. I think there's something wrong with my fucking left mouse button. That or the game is just deciding to eat shit now. Well, either way, he didn't last long. Holy shit. Snake bow. Eh. No, I do be simping for that, Found it. I do be simping for that bone bow, though. I need help. Yo, I got a fake ID, though. That one fucking Siva gonna rip. Where it's just the room mysterious or whatever the fuck from, Forest Mysterious or whatever the fuck it is from Super Mario RPG, but it's like everybody in the club getting tipsy, but it's like this anime-ass fucking girl singing it. Whenever I see one of those statues, I try really hard not to look at it in case I get in trouble for it. You could call it artistic nudity, but I know I'm like... It's okay if a game has titty and it's not the focus on Twitch, but if it's a mod and there's titty, you can go fuck yourself. That's what happened to fucking Vinny. I feel so bad for him. All because there was like a split second or so of Robertsons, as he calls them. The reality is I could just teleport out, but what's the fun in that? Spend 5 hours looking for a switch that'll help me get out. Oh yeah, I'd love to go to the Power Desert. Can't find the switch though. Everybody in the club getting dipped. Oh, there it is. It's hard to see it against the fucking gray wall. Yeah, they don't have drywall anymore. It's called gray wall. Oh, Jesus. I'd say wouldn't you just be able to, like, cheese your way into the, crypt that way? But then it's like, here's the gated wall, so, no. Monkey. No, lion. Dead lion now. You know what? I feel my furry urges coming on. Oh, I should have drank the potion first. I think there's legitimately something wrong with my fucking left clicker. Or it's just this game. The reality is, I look really nice now. The reality is I could just settle for a regular fucking mouse. It's not like there's really anything gamer about my mouse other than like the DPI. Yeah, eat shit. Just wait for it to wear off, which is in like 2 seconds. Not even 2 seconds. Now what do I do? Well, first of all, gotta see if I can remember. Yeah, I was too hungry to the point where I didn't even feel like getting the memory point. Okay, now what? No. Eh. Strengthened essence, that's what I want. Strengthened gamer wolf essence. I am so sorry. As you can probably tell by my tone of voice. You know what? It'd be nice if it actually marked the teleport thing on my map. Unfortunately, this is not Narim, where you have my marked location as a marker on your map after marking a territory. I make that sound like I just like squat over and take a piss. Jesus. I mean, werewolf, I guess. How is it decreasing my magicka? It's the fucking scroll. Oh no, wait, it's return. That's fucking stupid, man. Okay, let's drop this entire fucking golden statue down. Because the other one wasn't good enough.
You made me whole again, oh strange soul. And for this, you shall have my thanks. What is your wish?
Gee, I don't know. Maybe it's like the thing that... Maybe the thing that I actually have given a shit about the other 3 times.
Soul, walk blessed. The silence awaits me.
Like, there are unique artifacts from this, but they don't interest me. I feel like memory points are more wolf-wild in my case. Wolf-wild. God, the werewolf is strong. What the fuck fell over? So we have to wait until I remember to change the fucking... Change the fucking... Have to wait for, Esme to finish brooding, so I might as well do something else in the meantime. I know what to do. It's of interest to me. For now, we're going to go, and for that, we are going to go back to Ark, but not in the way that we usually do. What the shit? That has never happened before. So remember that quest we got a long time ago and I pretty much ignored? That's right, Blood and Dust. We're gonna do that. As you know, I don't really know my way around this fucking shithole, but so it might take a bit. What level are we anyway? 56, holy shit. First of all, I want to find that shrouded mage. He should be to the left of here. Yep, I remember that much.
What is it? Fair enough. Maybe there's a trick or two I could show you, but trust me, it
Don't come cheap. I kind of wish I would have had psionics as a secondary, but too late to bitch and moan about that. Well, apparently the snake bow is better than the Eterna bow. But it's not... I don't like the way it looks. It doesn't really matter because we're gonna make a bone bow anyway. And it doesn't really matter because we don't use bows as a primary anyway. Yeah, fuck it. I'll accidentally sell my favorite axe, apparently. No, I'll sell the Eterna bow. Cool.
Yes. Just move along, will you?
Yes. Eat shit, won't you? Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I better go craft that bow before I forget. Assuming I'm not stupid and missed, like, a material, because I think the one that I really needed was the massive skull.
Yes? What are you doing here?
I live here. Maybe if you'd, like, stop being a fucking prick about it, you would realize that. My dame, where are you? Did she kill herself? I hope not. Oh, no, okay, she's alive. but apparently doesn't want to do business with me. I suppose she wouldn't want to do business because it's only 7 in the morning. Thanks, game.
A potion to cure red madness.
Wouldn't that be something? I can't tell if that was her, because like people in this game seem to like talk in their sleep. That or just be awake and seem to like, or like me, would lay in bed. Bottom text. I'm about to fuck someone up.
An obulus? Oh, thank you. You truly
I just can't
are
help myself.
a person.
You truly are a good person. Yeah, you guys can take this wanted poster down. I already killed him.
But that's how it is. Life is what you make of it.
That's just how he is. Always talking rot. Fucker's always talking rot. Okay. I forgot I put away the blueprint. Okay, what do we need? I wish I could check it within the menu. I suppose that would be too convenient. Spare parts, wood. Yeah, I have everything I need. I just need to... Why couldn't they just have put it closer to the fucking workshop area? Wait. Wrong menu. Fuck it, we'll take everything. Not everything, but you know. Oh shit, we need wood. I forgot the wood. Wait. I never bought wood? Shit. Spare parts, wood, and thorium ignite. Ignite, as I like to say. At this point, I might as well just go into the fucking town. Marketplace. I wanted to do this because it would be more simple and organized, but I guess fuck me. Just put that away. I don't need to put it back in the museum. Should probably just like consolidate this ore, in all honesty.
What?
Madame?
So many.
So many strange faces. Isn't this nice?
Yes, yes, of course.
I'll be right back. Sorry, Jasmine. Sorry. I need materials for health potions, I can't help it. It's doing that thing again. No, wait, it wasn't.
What? Oh, yes.
I just didn't
certainly.
really. Give me a bit. Whatever, I won't die if I sell one thing of innocent stew. I sold 2 things of it accidentally, but whatever. I'll live. Maybe if she moved aside, that wouldn't have happened.
Yes, yes, of course.
Oh, Mom, Serena's drinking
Yes,
that
yes,
dumb
of
bitch
course.
juice again. Excuse me. Why is tobacco 140 gold? Oh boy, Fortify Elementalism. I can get so much use out of that.
What? Oh, yes, certainly.
I understand how that's rancid when it's 180%. But okay. Holy shit, that's a lot of mana. Well, I didn't make a profit, but I made something. You know what it is? I just need to stuff some of these fucking potions into my, like, secure chest. Because holy shit. Phineas and Ferb are selling dumb bitch juice.
You're a foreigner, aren't you? You couldn't have picked a better time to come to Enderal. Recently, the Order has started to let Catholic ones
Hear my words, O path-abiding people of
Madame?
A miracle has happened.
A miracle that must have been. Gee, I wonder what the miracle could have been. Oh my, you just, oh my. Spare parts and wood. I understand why I need a massive fucking skull for it. I already have a mired bone.
Hammers, daggers, swords. Looking for steel. Everything for the path abiding.
Seriously, what the
soldier.
fuck kind of fucking last name is Floorhammer? Might as well just name you Porkhammer. That'll hold him. I need help. Okay, I think I needed like 30 of them. No. I think it was only like 3.
Come again.
Okay, we can finally make a bone bow. Was it worth it? Who knows?
Looking for steel. I can provide.
Looking for a kilogram of steel or a kilogram of feathers? The value is 666. I had to fix that. We ain't no Satan worshippers in here. Forgot it was framing it. It's not that much of an improvement, but then again you have to realize it's a bow. Which, like, combines with the strength of arrows, so... I mean, there's just the fact that we don't have a proficient skill in archery, so there's not that much of a bonus. Anyway. I'll just keep it around in case I need a bow. There's that phantom, like, grindstone. Again. Just stuff some fucking spoiled bread into it. Alright, that plant cleared plenty of space up. Oops. Where's my weight with all my armor de-equipped anyway? It adds up. Wow, I look fucking stupid. It's like one of those, like, fucking mods that are supposed to be, like, sexy. And in reality, when it's someone like me, it just looks fucking stupid. No, just have the gauntlets and the backpack and the amulet and the shield. Don't need the most important piece. Jesus. I just never understood the big titty women mods. It's like, yes, big tits. Those aren't gonna help me slaughter dragons, though.
Greetings. Sure.
Yes, yes, of course. I think I'll survive with 179. 1,799 arrows. I missed a one. Well, more like I missed an extra digit somewhere.
Farewell.
Farewell. Actually, yeah, what am I doing? I can read those entry books now. Okay, I have 100% entropy, which would make it my first combat stat. That's 100. By default. I still have a bit of a way from locking, though. Come and take a good long peek.
Hello. We always go to anything for
It's always overlapping.
Hammers, daggers, looking for steel.
Everlasting, overpowering.
Everything for the path of
I can't
iron
remember this,
soldier.
the fucking name of the song. It's the final boss music for Bug Fables. Okay.
Everything for the path abiding soldier.
Again, I am not path abiding whatsoever. What if it makes you feel better? I'll lie and say that I am. Okay, let's actually do what we came here to do. Which is to say I wasted...
My dame. Oh,
Which is to say I wasted a scroll, but whatever.
truly are a good
I just about never have a reason to teleport here.
You're scaring him.
Scaring who?
Do you hear it? Do you hear him talking to us through the depths? It's him. It's the Black Guardian.
Who?
A Sunchilder. I bet you came to watch those fools cut their guts open in the dust pit. Well, that's the only reason you snobs ever come down here.
Yeah, well I have like 10 feet of like... Well, I have like 10 feet of padding to not get my like... fucking hair follicles dirty.
What do you want? Ranma Rasha's home for lost kittens. Honestly, if you need to ask, then you sure as fuck don't belong here. Go back to your bathing houses and galleries, sunchild.
Eat a dick.
Ooh, how eloquent. You're from the surface, aren't you? No, don't say anything, I can tell. No cave dweller gets that much sun on his pretty face.
I'm a woman.
So, you want to fight, huh? You do have muscle, I'll give you that. And good posture. You're the tavern brawler type, aren't you? Well, sure, why not? You do know that we're not doing tumbles down here, right? If you fight well, you can make a lot of money fighting here. But if you don't, well, you can imagine. Usually, yeah. Sometimes the loser pleads for mercy, but the crowd doesn't like it. Oh, sure. Sometimes they even come down here and read us quotes from the verses. Jokes aside, I couldn't care less about what the Order does or doesn't know. Down here, the rules are different. Well, for what it's worth, I don't particularly enjoy seeing some baby-faced boy have his head taken from his shoulders either. But these are the rules. And if the stakes weren't as high, everybody would join the party in hopes for treasure. And frankly, for some people, the pit offers a chance at something they wouldn't find elsewhere. the chance for a better life. But I don't think you, as a sun child, would understand. Well, for what it... But these are the... And frankly... For some
Dialogue
people, the
fucking
pit offers a
navigation
chance at
is
something they wouldn't-
weird
Huh.
sometimes.
First of all, you'll need to sign this, though. If you can read and write, sign with your name. If not, with a cross.
I've never read a thing in my life.
Thank you. Then we can start right away. And, one more thing. I always found this a bit silly, but the crowd always wants a name they can shout to the ring when you're bashing someone's head in. You know, the fighter, the butcher, stuff like that.
An excuse not
So,
to say
what do
the
you
player
want?
name.
Prophetess? Huh. Well, let's hope you're as good at fighting as you are at prophesizing. Fair enough. If you want, you can dive right into the ring. There'll be a pack fight in a couple of hours. Yeah. Also called Last Man Standing wins. 3 to 6 fighters in the ring. Dog eat dog. Well, that depends on the bets. So I can't tell you yet. But if you win, it'll be well worth it.
I'm not killing for money, but I have to do this.
Yeah.
Shit.
Also called Last Man Standing. Tell me when you're ready to fight.
I mean, I'm only not ready to fight because I need to answer messages. Messages. I was never good at a grammar. I got scared for a moment because the screen went black. Thank God, we're okay.
Yes? Eager, aren't you? Good. Just go down to the training dummies. I'll call you when we begin.
Well, considering it's 1 star, I think I'll be okay.
And may sirs, a cordial welcome to the Dust Pit. You know who I am, I know who you are, and above all, I know why you are here today. Because you want to see a fight! Today, there are 4 rookies in the ring, and they all share the same dream, to become the champion of the arena. Ah, can you see them shiver, the sweat glistening on their foreheads? They are afraid.
Yeah, the sweat is the only from me and the old fucking running I do. I ain't taken a bath in like 10 or so episodes, maybe.
Also known as the Derwish.
The fuck is a derwish?
And last but not least, the unknown warrior who is only known by her moniker, the Prophetess. Now, enough of the words. Fight!
Oh, never said I had to fight, Never said I had to fight, like, Path Abidingly.
If we don't get the money until tomorrow, there will be consequences. So handle it.
But... fine. I'll see what I can do.
Good go. Relata Shera. Well fought.
I was hoping for money, but okay. Assume she gives me that.
You. Well fought, really. Here's your share. Pardon my language, but none of your fucking business. Well, aren't you a piece of work? Still got blood and dust on your skin and already begging for the next battle. Come by in a couple of days and ask again, will you? I got things to take care of.
Place my money on the Eterna. You live and learn.
Ah, you've come at the right time. There's a fight soon, and you're the perfect candidate. 2 versus 1. Interested?
Sure.
The twins. 2 nasty, hairy beasts of men with even nastier axes. Yeah, I know, the odds are against you, but what should I say? The crowd wants it.
No, the odds are against them.
What do you say?
If I had done this earlier, it probably would have been harder, but fuck it.
But judging by how you fought, I think you stand a chance. Still, it'll be dangerous. So, what do you say? Bold words. Alright, then go downstairs and warm up. I'll tell you when we're ready.
You're just fucking electrocuting dummies with death spells. Blistering blazes, what a punch!
Against the mysterious warrior only known as the Prophetess. It is a battle to the death, a battle about gold and blood. Now enough of the words. Time to give you what you've all been waiting for. Warriors, fight!
Sounded so fucking wimpy. Fight! Oh, they're actually giving me a bit of trouble. Problem with the spells, it needs to charge up. That is literally the only reason I lost.
What do you want? Ah, sure. Sorry. I was elsewhere. Here's your share. Well deduced, detective. His shadow tribute, which my esteemed father, who rediscovered his juvenile spite in his last years, refuses to pay. Which, in return, means that the nice guy who just paid me a visit will send us some of Rolata's goons to either set fire to our establishment, or send my father onto the Eternal Paths a couple of years earlier, if I don't think of something. Oh, you have no idea how the wind blows down here, do you? Thanks for the offer, but no. Only an utter idiot would take on the Rolata. Protection money. If you want to stay alive down here, you have to pay. 2 or 3 days, give or take. Oh, I know you'd love to jump right back in. But if we start doing battles every bloody minute, the crowd will lose interest. And money. Just swing by in a couple of days, alright? You'll get your fight. So long.
Just a single plate piece of leather.
Yes?
In reality, no time passed. I still don't think.
Look at that. You have a talent for showing up when you're needed. You know that? There's a fight coming up, and I want you to participate. Gur Halnan. He's been fighting for a while now. A brute in heavy armor. With a couple of, how should I say, special techniques he picked up in his homeland, Arazil. I won't lie, he'll be a tough nut to crack.
Sure.
Aren't you eager? You know the drill. Go downstairs and warm up. The fight will take place in a couple of hours.
You know, I just fucking, like, kick back and eat grapes.
A cordial welcome to the Dust Pit. You know who I am. I know who you are. And above all, I know why you are here today. Because you want to see a fight. Today, there is something special on the menu. Or should I say, something savage? Because this is a word that best describes the beast our still undefeated rookie must stand his ground against. Mesdames and
I am
messieurs,
a woman.
I present Gur Halnan, the Berserker of the Steppes, versus the Prophetess. Shed some blood, warriors!
Just use a fucking, like, shout. It's probably a talent or whatever. I mean, isn't it, like, customary to eat your enemies after you beat them? I couldn't help myself.
Keep walking. Not bad. I have to hand it to you. You're really starting to impress me. I didn't think you'd stand a chance against old Gur. Kinda sad to see him gone, but he knew the risks. Here's your share. Come back in 2 days or so.
It's weird hearing the dialogue about it, like, being on this receiving end.
Ah, aye, we are. This time it'll be exciting. The Ringmaster plans to pair you with Raga Shadowclaw. No, but you will soon. She's an alchemist. Small tip from my side, don't let her tender appearance fool you. You'll see why. Aren't you eager? You know the drill. Go downstairs and warm up. The fight will take place in a couple of hours.
This is the fourth battle of the mysterious newcomer called the Prophetess. But will it also be the last? Because this time, we picked a special treat for her to feast on.
So many fights.
Mesdames and messieurs, you came for blood, and you shall have it.
Some folks just never learn.
Shit, where'd he go? I mean, where'd she go?
That's all you got.
I could turn into a werewolf, but I don't know if it'll throw things off.
Some folks just never learn.
Speaking of werewolves, I'm gonna throw down a save and then see what happens. I just want to match werewolf with werewolf. Well, I matched her. And, like, surpassed her. Oh.
Look who's back. Not bad, not bad. I was expecting you to pee your pants after she did that little trick of hers. But no. You kept your cool as usual. Sure you don't want to start working as a mercenary? You could make more money that way. Either way, here's your pay. Yes? I had hoped you'd ask that. Aye, I do. And this time, you're in for a real challenge. No. If you're man enough, you'll fight the beast tonight. Aye, the pride of the pit. And the good thing about it, even if you hack it to shreds, all we need to do is give it some elixir and have our necromancer stick it back together, and it's as good as new. I won't lie though. It'll be hard this time, and chances are you won't make it out alive. If you do make it though, it'll be worth your time. Something like that, aye. But let's not dwell on the details, shall we?
I mean, I'm a Sinistrop anyway, so I don't give a shit.
Well then.
But can the prophetess also oppose the beast that's been soaking this soil in blood for decades? We shall see. Unleash the beast!
Wow, how exciting. Oh.
Let's see you dance, prophetess.
Excuse me?
There.
Oh. Nothing personnel, kid.
Good. That's enough. Let's talk.
What the fuck died? Oh.
Fair enough. This is better. Forgive me my dramatic entrance. Come now, will you? I don't want to kill you, otherwise I'd have fought very differently. I'm Thero Naris, voice of the Father. I've been watching you for a while now because I'm looking for someone with your set of skills. And, our little encounter down in the pit erased the last doubts I had about you. That accent. You're an outlander, aren't you? Shit. Does that mean I have to explain who the Relator is to you? Right. The Relator is more than a bunch of criminals, though. But we'll get there. Regarding your original question, the Voices are the military arm of the Relator. I'm sure you've seen some of us before. We come into play when a matter needs a strong hand to resolve itself. Indeed. Let me get straight to the point. I want to hire you for a mission. Well, actually, it's simple. I want your help in killing someone.
Who am I killing?
The Father.
Oh.
Their leader, not mine. When I was 6 years old, the Relator abducted me and a dozen other children. That is, they bought us. Shagun, the old cunt who owned our orphanage, she sold us like cattle. Us, and over the years, at least a dozen more. And we all came from the same orphanage. The refuge. And no, I have no idea what they did to us. I remember nothing. Yes. Why? Well, probably because the father shoved an ingot of gold up her ass for every child she sold. But the flesh maggots got her a while ago, so she took her reasons to the grave with her. That's the big question, isn't it? At first I thought it was about child trafficking. You know, tender little knaves and girls for rich bastards. Ark's bigwigs. Yet now I've come to the conclusion that it must have been about science. Experiments. Only the father. As I said, I'm pretty sure you have the wrong idea about them. The Relata doesn't see itself as a guild of murderers, but as a faith. A sect. A cult, in other words. The blackmailing, the shadow tax, is how they finance their little community. That physical body is the worst thing that ever happened to man. It's a whole that needs to transcend. But we digress. If we're to work together, you'll soon have some rogue cultists telling you all this shit anyway. Kind of. After the father was done with us, he simply disposed of our corpses. This is also the first memory I have of that time after the abduction. Waking up in a pile of dead bodies. I don't know exactly, but I must have been somewhere between 12 to 14 years old. Still half a child, in other words. As you can imagine, I was a mess for the first few moons after that. Once I was able to think somewhat straight again, I looked for help in the upper city. Of course, the guards didn't believe a word of what I said and sent me right back down into the caverns. Many things are horrible. Still they happen. No. And frankly, it doesn't surprise me. I'm sure hundreds of ragged kids from the Undercity had come to them before, telling them horror stories about how much they suffered down there, only to get a bed and some food. Also, as you may have figured out by now, the Order doesn't have any power down here. The Relata controls the caves, and that's how it will stay. Correct. Let's put it this way. I came to realize that no matter how much I cursed and cried, nobody would come to my help. So I decided to take matters into my own hands. I told myself how to survive, and how to fight. And years later, I entered the dust pit for the first time. One of the voices saw how well I could fight, and offered me to study the Relats. Their codex, their holy scripture, written by the father himself. I shaved my head and became a scion, the lowest rank. 8 years ago. The father doesn't bother with most Relaim, especially not with the scions. Also, when they discarded me, I was still a child. Now, I'm a man. Revenge. Yes. I want this monster to pay for what he did to me and the others. And I want to make sure that it will never hurt anyone again. Ever. One of the core beliefs of the Relata concerns the Day of Transcendence. It's the day when every Relaim who's ever proven him or herself worthy leaves their body to continue existing as an immortal, immaterial being. And they also believe that this day is imminent, since the father found a way to achieve transcendence for himself and for his lambs. In the weeks to come, it will set out an expedition to the Frostcliff Mountains. Since this expedition will be an extremely dangerous undertaking, he will bring along almost a dozen of the best mercenaries available. You will be one of them, and together, we will kill the father. I'm telling you this because I need someone who knows how to kill. Better than the usual cutthroat you find down here. And you seem to be that someone. Also, there's something about you. I can't say what, but I feel as though you're the right person for the job. Let's leave it at that. Well, the Relata spent the last 2 years excavating an old temple that apparently was lost in the glacier for centuries. According to the Father, this is where we'll find the key to achieve transcendence, but that's about all I know. By doing something that impresses him. As you can imagine, the Relata already has its stock of sellswords they rely on. But if we do something that impresses the Father or the First Seer, it might be enough to convince him to hire you. Look, I know how shaky it sounds, but it's our best bet. So, are you with me or not? Absolutely. Meet me at the Wailing Tree, 2 hours from now. Here. This'll help you get back to the Undercity in case you need to return to the surface before our meeting. Stay safe.
Game.
Bed.
In the bed, cut out. Cloud makes it sound so fancy, and yet it's just a shithole down here.
Hey! Venturer, aren't you? Have you been to...
I've already dealt with the petrified and I have been to Malay, but only like in a previous life. But just to say, like 32 years ago, I can't quite remember when, if they like, how much they probably shrunk it down.
Ready? What do you think? Because we don't want to draw any attention. If somebody sees me walking around with you, it won't be the end of the world, but I don't want to cause unnecessary problems. Tree. Oh, yeah, sure. The people down here call it the Weeping Tree. They believe that the Black Guardian, once a year, fulfills one of the wishes they write onto these notes. Superstitious nonsense, of course. They might as well send their wishes to the Blue Island Coalition. Either way, ready to set out? First a question. Have you ever heard of the Night of the Blind Daughters? A massacre that took place 20 years ago. It was at the Farmer's Coast, around midsummer. The farmers had just put out the lights after a long day's work. Suddenly, shrouded figures showed up out of nowhere, with steel masks covering their faces. They broke into the houses, and killed anybody who dared to stand in their way. While they merely wreaked havoc on most of the farms, any family with a daughter between 12 and 16 winters was less lucky. All in all, these masked people took 10 daughters that night and carried them away. They were found 1 week later. They lay on the Penny Road, mutilated with their eyes sewn shut. One girl each mile. They tried, but the few farm boys who were there in time stood no chance. These masked attackers were assassins, as deadly as the petrified and as brutal as lost ones. To this very day, no one knows. However, there are theories. Do the names the Black Lieber and J.L. Tannerson ring a bell? The Butcher of Ark? Yes. Thing is, in this book he left behind, Tannerson claims to have been part of a cult called the Black Lieber. Even nowadays there are still scholars that deny its existence. But according to Tannerson, they see themselves as some kind of counterbalancing power. They make sure that malice and sin, they don't gain the upper hand in this world, and that the scales of good and evil thus stay in balance. Well, this is where it gets bizarre. Normally the Libra only kills people who have already sinned. Tyrants, rapists, murderers, and so on. Which is also why the attack on the Farmer's Coast didn't make any sense, and still doesn't for most people today. However, the father has a theory. Well, he does have an avid interest in them. Let's put it this way. He has dug up every little bit of information that there is. But we'll come to that later. According to the father, the Black Libra chooses their sinners through the dreams of some kind of a holy child. The dreams are interpreted by the Libra's priests who extract the names and faces of evildoers from them. However, the child doesn't just see people who have already sinned. She also sees evil in its inception. Thus, the Libra might decide to kill a boy before he becomes a tyrant, or a girl before she gives birth to a murderer. I know, it sounds insane, but that's what it is. But apparently the Libra fully believes in this principle. The child is omniscient. So it would seem, though according to the father, they wouldn't have just been ordinary murderers, but emissaries of the end. Whatever that may mean. Yes. Simple. The father believes that the Black Libra knows the secret to transcendence. This is why he's been studying Tannerson's books like a madman. Especially one in particular, in which he describes the initiation ritual he underwent to become one of their assassins. And I also think that this temple in the Frostcliff Mountains is somehow related to the Libra. Long story short, apparently the pages of Tannerson's original manuscript describing the initiation ritual in detail were forcefully torn out, and the father wants to find them. Right. And I happen to know the only person who might be able to tell us their whereabouts. A man named Carlian. Correct. He was also an assassin of the Libra, and Tannerson's mentor. In other words, an unscrupulous piece of shit that did nothing but murder people for decades, guilty, the innocent alike. According to the father, he was also the one who orchestrated the Night of the Blind Daughters. However, that massacre seems to have been too much even for his rotten conscience to bear, because he left the Libra shortly thereafter. He took on a new identity. He's been living as a beggar in the Undercity ever since. I saw him once. It's no wonder that nobody knows what kind of monster he is. He's gone completely insane. Drinks away every penny he gets his hands on. Exactly. If we bring them to the First Seer and I tell him how I couldn't have done it without you, he might consider hiring you for the expedition. That's the plan. Not the best one, certainly, but, all we're getting. Then we'll need to improvise. Let's just hope it doesn't come to that. He currently lives in the communes. That is, if he isn't in some whore's bed in the Silver Cloud right now or getting hammered in the False Dark. I'll let you do the talking. It's unlikely that the First Seer will find out, but the more you actually help me on this mission, the more convincing our little story will be. And one more thing. Don't go easy on that scum. He might seem harmless now, but remember what he's done. And remember that those 10 mutilated girls on the Penny Road are just one more page in this man's book of sins.
What kind of hammering are we talking about, though? Jesus, man, slow down. Aren't you a handsome devil? I'm right here, you can keep going.
Hey, bloody wench thinks she's can't it?
Here, candy, God. Where did I put that?
My jam.
Thank you, Sunchild. You saved us today.
Don't you mean yesterday? I mean, yesterday. And yesterday. And yesterday, you get the point.
Well, look at that. Our friend has a visitor. Get out of here.
What?
I said, get out of here. We need 10 minutes. Afterwards, you can fuck as many men as you want.
Of course, my lord. At once.
Interesting.
What?
Never mind. Look at him. Pissed like a rat. A miracle he could even get it up. I sure as fuck don't want you to cuddle with him. And again, never forget what this man did. He may look pathetic, but that doesn't change the fact that he orchestrated the murder of 10 girls. Innocent girls.
Yeah, who are you? Nylock is tired. Nylock needs sleep. Kalian? No. Kalian is dead. You're talking to Nylock, his shadow. Why do you ask? Who are you? Oh, of course. Nylock understands. You remind him of Kalian when he still lived. So much anger in you, so much hatred. Kalian knew this feeling too well. This anger, this cold, rotten wrath. And then the dream came and showed him his calling. But he was so blind, he didn't see where the road led him. Only when those little flowers' corpses lay dead in the dust did he see what he had done, what he had become. Now Kalian has been punished. He's dead, and Nylock deserves to suffer for eternity.
The fuck are you talking about? You're supposed to feel like his, like, nobody?
How much? He doesn't remember. He always drinks when he has the coin for it. He sniffs, and sometimes, when the people are generous, he buys himself a night with Anna. They're the deeds of a coward, and he knows it. But the brandy, the dust, and Anna, they help him forget. Help him ease the pain. Regret. No, Cullian had regrets, yes, but Naylock isn't worthy of these feelings anymore. Regret is a pure feeling, as is absolution, but Naylock doesn't deserve purity. So he hates. He hates himself, hates his pathetic existence, hates himself for all the suffering his old skin brought upon the world. I told you! Because Naylock buried his old skin. The Libra doesn't care about Naylock. Why should they? He's vermin. Why? Because the decrees demanded it. And the decrees don't lie. They never did, and they never will. Aren't you listening? The decrees don't lie. Those little flowers had to die, because if they had not, something terrible would have happened. Cullian knew, Naylock still knows, but still, it broke him. All their pain, their tears, their suffering, their screams. It was too much to bear, even for him. The decrees never lie. Pages? Naylock doesn't know what you mean. Now please, go. Naylock is tired and needs to sleep.
All right. Let me rephrase my friend's words. You stop playing confused oracle and fucking tell us what we want to know now. And then maybe, just maybe, we'll let you live. Are we clear?
But Naylock just...
Are we clear?
Yes, yes, sir. Naylock understands. Please forgive him. So, the pages. Yes, of course, the pages. Naylock remembers. Cullian tore them from Tannerson's book before the world could see them. No! I told you! I told you! So why are you not listening? Cullian is dead. Don't you understand? He's dead, and Naylock buried him. Oh, no, he's sorry. Please don't hurt him. He will not raise his voice again.
Look at him. He's gone completely insane. I'm guessing all this Naylock talk is a way for his brain to cope with the guilt.
Sorry, I'm trying not to
He's
try to
created a new
pass one right
persona
now.
without all the blood on his hands. That is, unless he's lying.
What? Why? Why should Naylock lie? What? Why? Why should Naylock lie?
I'm just gonna say that's the insanity.
How long? Years? Decades? He doesn't know. Cullian had a sense of time. Naylock doesn't. How long? Years? How long? Yes, of course. But tell me, what do you want with them? You won't be able to read them. Because they're written in the language of the Libra. Even Cullian couldn't read a single word of them. Isn't it obvious? Because something else guided Tannerson's hand when he wrote them. Naylock doesn't have a choice, does he? All right, he will do as you demand. The pages, he buried them together with his old skin. He can show you the pages. But tell him, my dam, if he shows you the pages, could you... Well, Naylock is hungry, Naylock is thirsty, and he has no more coin. But... Good. Naylock understands. And maybe you're right. You treat him like what he is. Vermin. Human waste. Come, follow.
something. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, sorry about that.
My sir, Naylock has a question.
What?
Your face. You seem familiar. Are you certain that you have never met Naylock before?
How would I know? Maybe.
Ah, see.
Hi.
This is the way to the top pit. Are you sure that's where we're supposed to be going? I warn you, if this is a trap...
It's not, my sir. Naylock is vermin, but he knows when he has to obey. You can trust him.
I won't. But fine.
Sorry, I need to check something again. Okay.
Ahoy!
Move a little faster.
Move along.
Hold it right there, old man. Where do you think you're going? You're a little too old for digging.
He belongs to us. We're acting under the Father's orders.
Brother Wrath, from ashes to blood, from blood to liberation. I didn't recognize you. Forgive me.
From ashes to blood, from blood to liberation. Let us through.
Of course. Father's blessings.
Father's blessings. Keep going, scum.
Yes, of course.
I'm gonna run Chris around to his house.
Okay, I'm recording. Okay, I'm recording right now.
Huh?
I'm recording right now.
Yes, we're here. This is where he buried the pages.
The deserted... We should be wary. There are a lot of lowlifes down here.
Someone's there.
As I just heard. Sounded like Prince Myth for a moment.
Finally, some fun. You fucking scum.
I might actually die.
You'll pay for that.
Oh, fuck. I almost hit him. I figured I wouldn't have much reason to, like, equip myself, but whatever.
There. Back there. That's where he buried his old skin. Please, my sir. You need to just take these last few steps alone. Naylock can't. He just can't.
Is this a trap?
What? No, of course not. It's just... Naylock can't. Don't you understand? To see him after all this time? No. Kill Naylock if you don't believe him, but he will stay.
Fine. You go on ahead.
Look for the skeleton. You need to dig.
Don't shout.
Do shout, I wouldn't have heard you otherwise.
Look out.
Finally, some fun. You son of a whore. Great, I set myself on fire. Skeleton. Oh. Decidedly not burning to death is good. Oh, found him.
Let me see. Yeah. Well, that looks promising. Then I guess we need to dig. Come help me. Here we go. This must be it. Pretty big. What the blazes did he put in there? What's that smell?
I don't know, there are a lot of smells down here.
What the? Oh, shit. You mean this body is... Nonsense. You want to know what I think? This is probably some poor sod that crossed this lunatic's path at the wrong time. So we put him right into the crate with the pages. Bloody son of a whore. Oh, fuck if I know. We're talking about a man who murdered 10 girls in cold blood because his cult ordered him to do it. I think you'd be well advised to stop trying to apply logic to his thinking.
Sorry.
Right you are. Come on. You take them. Got them? All right. Back to Carlion.
Man, I sure wish I had Night Eye.
Get up, scum.
Ah, my sir. You found what you were looking for, didn't you? You can tell by your eyes.
We found the pages and something else. Whose corpse is in that chest?
What? But he told you, didn't he? It's Carlion. Naylock buried him. Yes. He said it before, didn't he? Carlion couldn't continue to live in this shell after what he did, so he shed it and gave birth to Naylock. And Naylock buried him, together with the memories.
So you're just straight up a fucking nobody.
You don't believe him. You think Naylock is lying. But it's the truth. The simple truth. You two, more than anyone else, should understand.
Sure. Either way, we have what we wanted. And now it's time for you to pay for your crimes, Carlion. It's been long overdue.
What? But you said that you would spare him if he'd show you the pages.
We said that we would think about it. And guess what? I did. You're a murderer, Carlion. And you've killed more people than I can count. Men, women, and children. And you know what? This whole act about how remorseful you are, I'm not buying it. Yes, you drank your bloody brains into oblivion, but ultimately, the only one you truly pity is yourself. Shut up. What? And to you, that's all that matters? This is about justice.
Well, I ain't living with that on my conscience. Hopefully it wasn't too long ago that the game saved. One of the problems I have with my headphone cable being so long is that it drapes over my fucking keyboard and accidentally presses buttons sometimes.
Got them? Alright. Back to Carlion.
Buttons, keys, whatever. It's mostly the space bar though.
Get up, scum.
Ah, my sir. You found what you were looking for, didn't you? You can tell by your eyes.
We found the pages and something else. Whose corpse is in that chest?
What? But he told you, didn't he? It's Carlion.
What are you looking at me for? Really?
Get up, scum.
Ah, my sir. You found what you were looking for, didn't you? You can tell by your eyes.
We found the pages and something else. Whose corpse is in that chest?
What? But he told you, didn't he? It's Carlion.
Game, don't do this to me.
Got them? Alright. Back to Carlion.
I think I just heard some fucker lurking down here.
Get up, scum.
Ah, my sir. You found what you were looking for, didn't you? You can tell by your eyes.
We found the pages and something else. Whose corpse is in that chest?
What? But he told you, didn't he? It's Carlion.
Not again. Good job. I did it. Jesus, jumped up, fucking Christ.
Yes, we're here. This is where he buried the pages.
The deserted tunnels. We should be...
Enemy!
Let's go.
Finally,
look out!
Fun.
Really, the amount of shits they give about Nihilok is in the negatives. Oh, there was no video because it fucking like evolved into one. If you can even call it that.
Waste of time.
Yeah. It really is.
There. Back there. That's where he buried his old skin.
Walk into the city a free man.
God, you fucking scum!
Holy fucking shit, I am on death's door. It's fair to get that bread out of my inventory.
You go on ahead.
I already went way on ahead.
Don't shout.
Come on.
Skeleton. I'm not seeing anything.
Where the fuck is he?
Let's look around.
Move a little faster.
Let me see.
Before you like claim that you don't see a skeleton.
Yeah. Well, that looks promising.
Also, for whatever reason, his outfit
Guess we need to
is giving me arced vibes. Vibes. I hope if I wasn't yawning so intensely.
Pretty big. What the blazes did he put in there? I want that smell. What? Why? Fine. I can give you the essentials, but beyond that, I can't be bothered. Ask. Above all else, to leave your old life behind you. All contact is buried, all bridges burned. Most Relame call themselves orphans even if they once had a family. In other words, if you conscribe yourself to the Relata, the Relas and its teachings are your new life, and the Relame your new family. Everything you do, everything you think, everything you dream, is subject to the goal of achieving transcendence. Liberation from the human body. Since the Father founded it, 400 years ago. Correct. Nobody knows, but I would guess it had something to do with his experiments. All those children's corpses must have been good for something, don't you think? This and that. Most of the time I'm busy reminding the residents of the Undercity to pay their shadow tax, and to make them feel the consequences if they don't. Anything from a clout to the ear to a knife between the ribs. Alright, two things. First of all, I've killed no more than a handful of people for the Relata, and they weren't poor women with babes sucking at their teats, but scum, who knew the rules and thought they could play rebel. Believe me, it takes a lot for the Relata to order the death sentence for someone. They are criminals, yes, and they are led by a monster, but they are not stupid. If every misdemeanor were to be punished by decapitation, it wouldn't be long until there'd be a revolt in the Undercity. Secondly, nothing in life comes for free. If you think you can achieve something of relevance without compromising a part of yourself, then you're a fool. The death of the Father could be worth 100 dead cutthroats, and I'd put arrows into each of their chests if it would get me any closer to my goal. Call it what you will. You can trust me on one thing, though. Killing these people, it didn't come easy. And some of the things that I did to not lose my cover will haunt me to the grave. But you know what? Sad as it is, the world needs people like me. All these do-gooders who think they could fight evil without getting their hands dirty are self-righteous idiots. The monsters of this world, the murderers, the tyrants. You need to speak their language if you want to be a threat to them. Everything else is a delusion. That's a bloody stupid question. Okay, let's assume for a moment that we don't intervene and kill the father on the expedition. There are 3 possible scenarios to how this visit to the room of paintings would go down. Number 1, it goes wrong and he and whoever follows him inside all die. This is the only case where you're right. Number 2, he succeeds and actually manages to separate his mind from his body. Then we'd have a spectral murderer floating through the world, possessing powers we can't even begin to imagine. Number 3, the temple turns out to be a dead end and he returns to the Undercity. Then we might have missed the only chance to even get close enough to kill him. You get my point? It's too much of a risk to sit on our hands and hope scenario number 1 happens. What the? Oh, shit. You mean this body? You want to know what I think? This is probably some poor sod that I think you'd be well advised to stop trying to apply luck. Right you are. On. You take them. Got them? All right. Back to Carlion.
Hopefully it fucking works this time.
Get up, scum.
Ah, my sir. You found what you were looking for, didn't you? You can tell by your eyes.
We found the pages and something else. Whose corpse is in that chest?
What? But he told you, didn't he? It's Carlion. Naylock buried him. Joke? Why would it be? He said it before, didn't he? Carlion couldn't continue to live in this shell after what he did, so he shed it and gave birth to Naylock. And Naylock buried him, together with the memories. You don't believe, but it's the truth. The simple truth. You two, more than anyone else, should understand.
Sure. Either way, we have what we wanted. And now it's time for you to pay for your crimes, Carlion. It's been long overdue.
What? But you said that you would spare him if he'd show you the pages!
We said that we would think about it. And guess what? I did. You're a murderer, Carlion. And you've killed more people than I can count. Men, women, and children. And you know what? This whole act about how remorseful you are, I'm not buying it. Yes, you drank your bloody brains into oblivion, but ultimately, the only one you truly pity is yourself. Shut up. It's not. But fine. As you wish. You heard it, scum. Today's your lucky day. You...
Letho.
What?
Naylock remembers. By the name of the sun, you were in the refuge orphanage, you and your friend, Letho.
What do you know about the refuge?
Back then, before the flesh maggot plague, when Naylock was still strong, the Kyranian woman who ran the orphanage gave him work. Don't you remember? He carried crates, he cleaned the floor, he cooked.
That was you? Uncle Nalak?
Yes, that's what you called him, Uncle Nalok. By the Guardians, it's been so long, but he remembers it all now. You and your friend, you were inseparable. Until...
You're right. I do remember.
What?
We were there when they took us. Worse, you helped them. What did she pay you, that old cunt? Huh? Carrying crates? Selling children to the Rolada? All the same, isn't it?
No, what? Nalok doesn't understand. He only...
Let's go. Yeah. His face seemed familiar, but I just couldn't place him. Yeah. We called him Uncle Nalak. Shagun, the matron, gave him work as a gopher. He wasn't as much of a wreck back then. Can you believe it? A former serial killer working in an orphanage. Apparently the old cunt liked to surround herself with people as rotten as she was. It doesn't matter. I know it. He'd been there the night it happened. One of us, Wilma, she refused to go. She screamed and kicked. But Nalak held her while one of the father's voices gave her a sleeping potion. That fucking piece of shit. I did. But that was before I knew the whole truth. Well, as I said, we're done here. Next we need to bring the pages to the first seer, which will, hopefully, encourage him to consider you as a mercenary for the expedition. But we'll see. Before we do that, though, we need to discuss a couple of things. We cannot afford a single mistake if we want this to work. Meet me in my hideout tomorrow morning, alright? It's a small abandoned warehouse in the main cabin, right before the path up to the city. There's an old poster of the theater right next to the door. That's how you recognize it. The dark corners of our minds. Until then, and good work.
I need to find my way out of here. God, I really don't have anything to do for that time. I guess I'll just teleport back to Ark. That's don't want to play fucking tag with trying to figure out how the fuck to get upwards. Could just use the sign, but I just don't feel like it. Thunderbolts. Pikachu, hit him with a thunderbolt. Meant to say Raichu. Raichu, hit him with a thunderbolt. Thunderbolt.
Hear my words, O
Abandoned people in this holy city. Imagine if you just said it with sounding incredibly bored.
Oh, you're not from around here, are you? That accent?
That accent?
They just sit on their asses
Potatoes,
and
garlic,
settle themselves.
Yeah, that should be it.
It's only for summon creatures and apparitions, though. It is what that ancient mask was for, though.
As if. Madame?
I'm just gonna shit. I'm just gonna shit in my shitty house. Yes, I'm just going to sleep in my shitty house. Well, it's not so shitty, it's just shittier than the other one.
Move along.
Hear my words, O path-abiding people of this holy city.
Yeah, it's not as if I didn't tell them that already. Hungry for our own secrets? I have.
A group.
Well, well. The venerable Sunchild graces us with its presence. Cut the cork and the people were
And always remember the tale that struck fear in the hearts of so many. Summer it was, the day had just broken when a man found a sight most unspoken. Sleep, sweet child, close your eyes.
Mind your own fucking business.
Come to claim its prize. Can you hear his wings in the night? Hush, my darling, don't you fight. Do you cry? Oh, what for? You'll be free forevermore. Step out of your flesh, float higher and higher. Your sins will be paid. We'll snuff out the fire. Ooh, 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 ooh. 10 girls he found, their young lives are weathered, their skin white as chalk, their eyes stitched together. Only a note was sewn to the tatters, rolled up and sealed, the parchment like leather. Sleep, sweet child, close your eyes. The ravens come to claim its prize. Can you hear his wings in the night? Hush, my darling, don't you fight. Do you cry? Oh, what for? You'll be free forevermore. Step out of your flesh, float higher and higher. Your sins will be paid. We'll snuff out the fire. Ooh, 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 ooh. The keepers they met to open the letter. 10 priests and a prayer. The seal was untethered. The keeper he paled, for the note only said of the raven and the child and the sins we must pay. Do you cry? Oh, what for? You'll be free forevermore. Step out of your flesh, float higher and higher. Your sins will be paid. We'll snuff out the fire. Ooh, 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 ooh,
There you are. Good. What? No, on the contrary. Even though us voices have a lot of privileges within the Relata, we're still under constant observation, just like the Scions and the Acolytes. If I were to leave town without any reason, that would raise more suspicion than just dropping off the grid for a couple of hours down here. Well, that's the plan. But as I said, we will have to discuss a couple of things first. And please listen carefully, even if it sounds boring. If we blow our cover, then it will not just be the end of our plan, but also the end of the two of us. So, the Relata has a holy scripture called the Relas, or the Book Out of the Ashes. Its verses are the commandments of every Relaim. It affects you because there are a couple of rules that you have to abide by once we're inside the temple. To infringe them is a crude sign of disrespect, and no mercenary who values his life would do that. In other words, if we want nobody to get wind of our plan, you'll need to fit in. Number 1, never talk to an acolyte, or voice, or seer if they don't address you first. As a mercenary, you're at the bottom of the hierarchy, on one level with the Scions. By their garments, Scions wear plain robes, and sometimes hoods. Acolytes wear the purple robes of the Relata with their distinctive sun pattern. Seers wear similar robes, only more ornate. Voices wear the same armor that I wear. Rule number 2, wear this, or a helmet, whenever you enter the temple. The Relata detests the display of the body, as all corporeality. Nobody will attack you if you enter the temple unveiled, but it will make people suspicious. And finally, rule number 3, do not openly talk about the Father. It's considered blasphemy. You most likely won't see him before the expedition anyways. There are Relaim down there that have been committed to the Relas for 20 years now, and never saw him in person. It binds us to the physical plane. Well, how would I know? It's a rule. And we all know how much religious people love following rules without questioning them. I'm sure the Father had his reasons. I guess I saw him more than once as he experimented on my body as a child, but if you're referring to my time at the Relata, yes, I have. Different. A lot more different from how you would probably picture him. Yeah, one more thing. In case the first seer asks, you contacted me, not the other way around. You heard the rumor that the Father is looking for the lost pages, and a man named Rezio Doran gave you the tip about Carlian. You then contacted me and the false dog, and we went to get the pages together. Either way, enough of the talking. I informed the first seer of our coming, and like any sleeper, you will be tested by another voice in front of the temple. A person who hasn't seen the truth yet. In other words, everybody who's not a relame. Follow me.
A penny, madame. Please, just one penny. Thank you. That's really generous. May his light guide you.
Mind your own fucking business.
Evening.
He has to.
Always in the wheelchair. Some people just don't know their path.
A Sunchilder! I bet you came to watch those fools cut their guts open in the dust pit. Well, that's the only reason you snobs ever come down here.
Hmm?
Madame, you look as though you have a kind heart. Please, spare a penny for me. Just one. Malphas smile upon you.
It's him. It's the Black Guardian. Don't you fear it?
Move along.
Just had to play the hero, didn't he?
All right, almost there.
Move along.
Another sleeper.
Yeah, as if.
Yes,
Brother Sorrow.
Brother Wrath. From ashes to blood. From blood to liberation. Is this the sleeper?
Yes.
She knows the rules.
Sunchild.
Of course.
Good. Hold still.
Why? What are you doing?
Interesting. You may enter.
Thank you, brother.
Father's blessings.
Should have just paid his shadow tax. Some people never learn.
Well, that was strange. Ah, right. The short version. Once you devote your life to the Relas, you need to take on a new name. the name of your biggest vice in your life before the awakening. Relame always call each other by their new names, but we voices often use our dead names in the outside world. Hardly. Most people don't like talking about their lives before the Relata. Every emotion is a weakness. Joy, greed, lust, scorn. According to the Relas, everything that is human is another obstacle on the way to transcendence. This man, he wasn't just any voice. He was the Father's right hand, Brother Sorrow. I know, he's always been like that, but don't underestimate him. This man is a monster. I once saw him fight 4 thugs at once who thought it was a good idea to rob a voice of the Father. He decapitated one of them, broke another one's face, and cut down the remaining 2 with a single swing of his sword. Most Relame do. Complete veiling isn't required, but it's considered a sign of religious devotion. Good question. Let's just stay on our guard. Yes.
Sunchild.
Rialta Shara.
Burn these letters, meditate, and perform your duties. Now isn't the time to stray from the Ralas.
Yes. Yes. You're right. Thank you, sister. And forgive me.
There is nothing to forgive.
First Seer. From ashes to blood, from blood to liberation.
Ah, Brother Wrath. Is this our visitor?
Yes, First Seer. She helped me find the lost pages.
Interesting. Show me. Interesting. Tell me, how did you know that the Father is looking for these? I see. And how did you meet Brother Wrath? Also through your contact? It is indeed. Well then, I am Brother Longing, or to you, the First Seer. I assume Brother Wrath promised you a reward for these. Would you look at that?
300 pennies.
The mercenary good. Then go up to the tower and talk to Sister Envy. She will pay you. Brother Wrath, will you escort our guest back outside?
If that is your wish, then yes, First Seer.
What do you mean by that?
I was thinking... irrelevant. Father's blessings, First Seer. Thank you for your time.
Speak.
Well, the expedition. You said that the Father ordered you to find capable mercenaries. Treasure hunters.
I understand. You think she'd be a fitting candidate? I fail to see any magical talent in her, however. Why do you think she could be of use to us? We have enough leg breakers already.
Fair point, First Seer. I'm sorry.
Fine then. We actually have enough mercenaries already, but you seem to be more capable than the scum that usually runs the Undercity's alleys. However, before I recommend you to the Father, I want you to prove yourself. Brother Greed. Sister Pride, is she still in the Light Grove? Good. Then escort this woman into the Dark Valley. I want you to kill someone for us. Sister Pride. A voice who has betrayed us. Bring me her heart, and I'll consider recommending you to the Father. An expedition will be taking place soon, and we are still looking for capable mercenaries. Correct. She fled into a cave, probably hoping that we wouldn't find her there. Brother Greed will show you the way. Good luck. And you, Brother Wrath, will stay. There is something we need to discuss.
Well, for now, I'm going to end off because I need to lie down. Just feeling all tired and that kind of thing, you know. Don't you know? I'll be back tomorrow. See ya.